I think we're live.
Oh, well, hi.
Happy Friday and
Happy Friday.
Welcome to episode number 33 of our 5-minute-ish FriYAY. I'm Casey and this is Kara, and today we are here to challenge you to our 15-15
benchmarking challenge.
Yes. If you have not taken a look and audited where you're at with your social presence, your web presence overall, for the beginning of the year yet, it's not too late.
It's never too late.
It's almost the end of January, so if you haven't done it yet, do it right now. So we want to challenge you to take 30 minutes. You don't have to do it all at once. You can split it up into two 15-minute sections of your time. Set a timer.
Put your phone on airplane mode.
Not right now. Keep watching.
Well, yes, please.
But when you're ready, do that, and we want you to benchmark and know exactly where you are today. So we want to challenge you so that you can really track and analyze your data from across the web, whether it's social media or your website or whatever it might be. We're going to use those two as an example for you here and show you and encourage you, I guess, to go and to look at your data and your metrics and know exactly where you are so you can know exactly how much you've grown by the end of this year.
And what to do next.
Exactly. So we are going to talk about social media. So for the 15 minutes to start with, the first 15-minute chunk, I want you to set that timer, and in 15 minutes, I want you to figure out which platforms or which platform of all the ones that you might be present on matters the most for you to grow on this year in 2020. So let's think about where our audience is and how we want to show up and where we want to connect, and let's just focus on that one for now. You can do the rest later, but for now, just focus on one.
Focus on that one so that you can get your correct information to know where to go from there.
So for social media, for 15 minutes, it might look like this. So for us, if we're going to use an example, and we'll just throw ourselves out here, these videos is something, growing our audience for these videos is very important to us as we continue to move forward through the year. So we want to make sure that we know how much that has increased over time. So we're going to look at our data in awareness. Awareness is the first factor we're going to look at for our videos. Not just, the consumption of the videos overall, but specifically, how many 3-second video views are we getting? Why 3 seconds?
Because we have the minds of a goldfish.
Less than a goldfish. Our attention spans are so short today. So there are many studies and research out there that show that 3 seconds is really the opportunity that you have to capture someone's attention.
Yep.
And if they stay on for 3 seconds, they're much more likely to consume the whole piece of content.
Exactly. And finish the video out, and maybe you move on to something else.
If you can get to that 3-second
mark.
Yes, exactly. So the other piece that we're looking at, and we're specifically measuring, is engagement. So how many of you not only are, engagement, we typically think of things like likes, comments, shares, and that's great. Those are great metrics to measure too. But we want to know specifically how many people
actually click to play the videos.
Yeah, who's going and seeing this pop up in their feed and actually watching and clicking to play. So those are just two examples of the benchmarks that we're looking at.
And what we're wanting to grow.
Yeah, so we're writing those numbers down. So you can kind of block it off like this in a notebook somewhere that you're going to hang on to for the rest of the year, maybe in the back of your planner if you're planner people like we are, paper people. So you might just want to block it out and write those numbers down. And then I want you to come back maybe at the end of the quarter, halfway through the year, at the end of the year, and write and compare and see how has that changed and shifted, and what does that tell you about where you should put your efforts. So the second piece of this is
another 15 minutes.
Yes, so the next 15, once you've done that and you've looked at those numbers, you've written those down, move on to websites. So for our websites, there are so many different pieces that we could be looking at, but if you don't have some data and analytics information tracking your website visitors and views right now, just take the 15 minutes and do that.
And set it up. It's important to know what works and what doesn't so that you can grow your business.
So Google Analytics is a free tool. There are many others out there. I had a question at a Strive workshop a few weeks ago about heat mapping. There's plenty of apps and tools out there for that too. If you want to get a lot more detailed information, there are plenty of places to do that. So if you don't have it set up, just use the 15 minutes for putting it in place. If you already do, go in and let's look at two things. So no matter what business you're in, what industry you're working in, or what kind of company you have, there are a couple of metrics that you should be looking at.
Your bounce rate and your page views.
So with bounce rate, that is the percentage of users who fall off and drop off your website after viewing only one page.
Quite literally bounce away to another page.
It's what it sounds like it should be.
Or off.
So we're looking at our bounce rate, and we want that to be as low as possible. We want people to stay and consume and read and connect with us.
Go from page to page, and if you have a blog, read the blog. If you have videos, look at the videos. Bounce over to your social media.
Right. So the second piece that everyone's going to need to know is page views. It's something really simple to look at. So what are those most popular pages on your site where maybe you could add more content or have similar pages set up or blog posts?
Figure out what topics really truly resonate with your audience and which ones do not. Help you navigate and focus on what content to create in the future.
Yep. So it's just going to help you kind of narrow that down and eliminate the things that you might be spinning your wheels on that you think might be great and wonderful and helpful, but maybe your audience isn't really consuming. So write those numbers down. That's our benchmark challenge. Just write it down, get it in there, and then we'll come back and we'll remind you periodically throughout the year to take a look and see how you're growing and how those numbers are changing over time.
Yeah, it's not just a today benchmark challenge, but a yearly benchmark challenge. Whether you resonate with paper like we do, or if you are an online person, do a Google spreadsheet, whatever works for you.
Yep, and that's the challenge. So get after it. Once you've completed the 15-15 benchmarking challenge, come back to this video and put it in the comments and let us know that you're done. So just say done. Give us a slew of happy emojis, whatever you might want to do, and we'll be excited to help you measure and track that as the year goes on.
If you have any questions or comments, please comment below, and we will answer them as much as we can. If you have questions about details about what these things mean, please look below. We also in past videos explain them as well.
All right, awesome. Thanks for another Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.